Donald Trump has truly shaken up crypto. With the launch of his Memecoin, a lot of people that had nothing to do with crypto suddenly started buying. Now that buying has waned. The trading volume with purchases through credit card are pretty much at zero now. Now what's next for Trump? Are we going to see another rally? We're trying to answer this in this video using on-chain analytics, using the data most people are not considering. Now here's the thing, I discuss various meme coins regularly on this channel, but in the last month it was only the Trump related meme coins, the official Trump coin, that really got attention. They were the top performers. Everything else was rather slow. And we can see the same thing on the Solana blockchain. Have a look at the trending tokens on SOL. At number 1 and at number 3 is the Trump token. So it's listed twice over here because those are two different liquidity pools, one against the US dollar, one against Solana. But just check this out. The liquidity combined is maybe 640 million roughly. The next meme coin has only 24 million. The meme coin after that has only 10 million. So the Trump token is clearly dominating the liquidity on chain. But that's about it. It's just the liquidity. After the initial launch where the price went to the moon, we have seen just suffering afterwards. If you have been late to Trump, you're probably now in losses. We went all the way to $76. Now we are at 28, a loss of 62%. Now a few people have been very early with the Trump token. Over here is Across the Rubicon. This is another YouTube channel that specializes on wallet tracking. They bought Trump at $3.36. Then we've got the Crypto King. He bought Trump at $3.75. And here we've got Greeny Trades that bought Trump at $4. Now we know all of this because we are tracking wallets. So we try to find out who owns what wallet using on-chain analytics. And then we put this into a tracking software, and the tracking software always sends us notifications whenever the wallets buy or sell something. And so then I also decided to make a video on Trump. And that first video outperformed the average video by roughly 8x. And it was released at $13. Not as early as some of the buyers, but still, crypto is all about being earlier than the masses, right? At that point, there was still an almost 500% profit to be taken. Still, even after the correction from that first video, we are up more than 100%. And so if you're following channels that are rather late, right, that talk about the Trump token after the price peak, then maybe consider changing that, right? Maybe consider following channels like this. I try to be early. I try to cover tokens that still have a lot of upside potential. Now here's what's so interesting about the Trump meme coin. The Trump meme coin was not just bought by crypto degens, not just by native people that always trade various meme coins. It was bought a lot by people that just took out their credit card. On the website, there is a call to action button, buy now with debit card. And yes, you could buy it directly on Solana, but there had been a lot of purchases through moonshot.money. That's the platform that allows purchasing via credit card. And because crypto is so transparent, because it's an open ledger, we can have a look at all of the transactions. We can also see at the activity of those credit card purchases. And that's a chart here on the left. This is the trading volume through Moonshot, so through purchases of the credit card. And we can see how this went up very quickly on launch date. It went above 10 million, at peak 15 million in a single hour. Then it crashed when America went to bed. Then people read about this on their phone when they woke up. They purchased again. But the overarching trend is pretty clear, right? At one point, we had more than 15 million of purchases in a single hour. Now we are only at 20K per hour. So yeah, this chart is pretty much going to zero, but the trading volume in general, also on-chain, is going down. So this is now the decentralized exchange trading volume. So that's if you bought with crypto through the contract address, if you didn't buy via credit card. It's also trending down, but of course, relatively to the credit card purchases, it hasn't died that much. Still, it's interesting to see how there's still a lot of views on the YouTube videos, but how the trading volume itself is going down. What this tells me is that the current views on YouTube are probably by people that already hold the token. Not by people that are considering to buy, but by people that are considering to either sell or to potentially buy again. But it's the existing investor base that is still searching for the official Trump token. It's not new people that suddenly want to start buying. Otherwise, I cannot explain how the recent official Trump video made again 23,000 views while other videos may only 2,000, maybe here Onyx coin 7,000, but still there is quite a bit of a delta, right? Trump videos still outperform, and that of course also gives an incentive to me as a YouTuber to talk about it yet again. Now on-chain, on the Solana blockchain, we've now got 742,000 holders. And of course this isn't growing that quickly anymore, but let's have a look at this in more detail. Now on the left we've got the number of holders over time, and this peaked at 817,712. Starting from the 19th of January, it tended to go down, but it appears as if only 10% or so, less than 10% of holders sold. How is it possible then that the price depressed by that much, by 62%? The answer lies in automated trading. So there are a lot of wallets that just hold a few cents of the token and that might never sell those cents because it's maybe not even worth selling because of the small transaction fees. Once we just put a small threshold in this and we say we want to just count the wallets that have 0.1 tokens, so that's $3 worth of the token, then we see a decline from 750,000 wallets to 635,000. So that's roughly 15-16%. Still not our 60%, but at least a bit more. Let's go a bit higher and let's look at the people that have some real play money in this. So one token, so $30. That went from 591 wallets to 465. So that's a drop more than 20%. And so we can continue this game. And it's very interesting. The higher we go on the threshold, the more we tend to see selling. The threshold on the left here now on this new page is 33 tokens. That's now $1,000. That went from 121,000 wallets to 65,000 wallets, so almost a 50% decline. Then for the wallets with $10,000 worth of the token, that went from 25k to only 9k, so that's now definitely more than 50%. And then the largest drop for the quote-unquote whales, right? That went from 4,400 wallets to 1,400. That's the wallets that have at least 3,333 tokens. So the small retail investor, they didn't really know what was going on. They just bought and most of them continued holding. The big whales that know what they're doing, they bought as well, but they also dumped very quickly. They took profit. Crypto is not just a game of luck, right? It's also a game of skill. And the people that have most money, they tended to make the right calls in the past and they tend to make the right calls in the future. And thus this was a real transfer from the not so skilled people to the more skilled people. Only 0.3% of the supply is now held by wallets that have less than $100,000 worth of the token. And yes, it's true. Official Trump is dominating the liquidity on the Solana chain, but it is not dominating the trading volume anymore. Have a look at the number of first-time buyers versus recurring buyers per day. This is going down every day, and so is the number of token transactions. Here's the trading volume over time on the left side in US dollars, on the right side normalized to 100% per day. And the trading volume is segregated by different wallet cohorts. And we can see how on-chain it's less and less of the large people, of the large whales that are trading there. The wallets with a lot of supply are now trading on the centralized exchanges. They're not trading on the quote-unquote expensive Solana anymore. Only small retail continues trading here. The overall trading volume is of course going down a lot. And so probably what's going to happen is that even more Trump tokens will be moved from the decentralized exchanges to the centralized exchanges. Because now the return that we get when we provide liquidity on the radiums of this world is very, very low for Trump. The trading volume for the largest Trump liquidity pool was 110 million in the last 24 hours when the liquidity was 600 million. So it's roughly 1/6 of the liquidity that moved hands in the last 24 hours. Compare this with Fartcoin. Fartcoin was 1.5 times its liquidity. Or compare this with Wine. Wine was 30 times the liquidity. So this is where you get the money as a liquidity pool provider, right? You want to buy Wine tokens in order to provide liquidity on chain, in order to participate from all of those trading fees, right? You get a fraction of the trading fees when you provide liquidity. But as a Trump liquidity provider, you don't get much anymore. And so very likely more of that money is going away. It's either going to be held in self-custody or it's going to be sent to the market makers and to the centralized exchanges. Now, since Bitcoin hit 100K, it has a pretty hard time climbing. We actually tended to see lower highs and lower lows in the last weeks. And at the same time, there isn't any more money flowing into crypto. This is the stablecoin market cap over the last weeks. And if this continues for too long, then things could potentially turn around again and we could start another bear market. Now, what happened over here was the Terra Luna collapse, right? This is when the Anchor protocol went bust, when the UST stablecoin imploded. It started a bear market that lasted for more than a year, during which also FTX collapsed. But then in October of 2023, we turned around. But now it seems like the market has a hard time expanding further. It's truly becoming player versus player again. Now, when there's altcoin season, we can buy pretty much any cryptocurrency and they all double and triple. But I'm not sure how close that is. Have a look at the others dominance. So this shows how much of all of crypto is in the altcoins that are not in the top 10. And yes, this tends to rise over time. And the current risk to reward doesn't look too bad. But have a look at the inverse of that, the Bitcoin dominance. When the Bitcoin dominance is very high and it then subsequently crashes, that's when there's altcoin season, right? The altcoins become more important. Bitcoin becomes in turn less important. Now, there's been two major altcoin seasons in the past. One happened at the end of 2017. The other happened at the beginning of 2021. So it's marked here by those yellow circles. Here is the long-term Bitcoin price with those same yellow circles. So when did altcoin season happen in the past? It happened after we had already a massive bull run in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin made its multiple X returns from the last bear market. And when Bitcoin was very high and when people wondered what's the next Bitcoin, that's then when the altcoins went off. Now the question is the current bull market enough? Last time when we started altcoin season, we went up by almost 1,000%. This time we went up by only 500% roughly. We are a little bit in no man's land. It seems like we're in a similar situation to September of 2018. So that's here, this red circle, right? We are pretty much at the same level in Bitcoin dominance. We are not at those extreme heights where more than 70% of the crypto market is Bitcoin. We are still just at 58% dominance. And so really navigating a time like this is relatively hard. It's more important to really have an edge in the market, to know more than the average market participant, to buy the assets that other winners are buying as well. Just have a look at how confused the market currently is. The best category within crypto in the last 7 days was AI frameworks. But the worst performing category was AI memes. So we can't say that everything AI is going up. Returns are getting more and more concentrated in just a few winners. If you make a 10x, then 9 other people have to lose pretty much everything. It's zero sum right now. The market isn't expanding in the last weeks. And so here is how I navigate the situation. I'm tracking other influencers that tend to make very good trades. For example, here, Kyle Chessy. Kyle Chessy bought the GOAT token at 14 cents. So that was over here. Subsequently, the price went up by more than 800%. But it's important to also take profit because once attention moves to the next token and the price goes down, we are now only at 33 cents again. You want to be early. You don't want to buy into a token where attention tends to decline. Or here, another Kyle Chessy purchase, Fartcoin at 5 cents. Again, a very, very nice run, more than 3,000%. But now attention is declining again, right? It's player versus player. The assets aren't growing that quickly anymore. One more Kyle Chessy purchase at 0.3 cents. 13 comments. Now Griffane is at 44 cents. So a 14,000% gain. And so this is what the game is all about. It's about buying things when not a lot of people know about this. It's about buying things when the insiders start to get in, when the top traders start to get in. Now I've talked about Kyle Chessy now several times. Here is his YouTube channel. He's got 142,000 subscribers. And the reason why we know what he's buying is because we track his wallets. We've got 12 of his wallets where we get signals whenever he's buying or selling something. But we're not just tracking Kyle Chessy. We are also tracking Alex Becker. He's got 1.5 million subscribers. When he talks about a token, of course this generates attention and attention turns into purchases. We've got 12 of Alex Becker's wallets. Or here we've got Crypto Banter. They've got 1.1 million subscribers. And we've got 33 of their wallets. And so how can we be early? We can be early by buying the things when all the top people are getting in. And so of course now it's more important than ever to be part of this inner circle, right? To not just buy something random on a list, because I'm not sure how close altcoin season really is. Now of course not every trade that an influencer makes will make thousands of %, because especially the larger tokens, they need a lot of capital to move the price, but the smaller tokens, they are more high risk but also more high reward. And so I really like this strategy. I like the strategy of trying to find other influencer wallets, because the influencers of course don't post this officially. We have to use on-chain analytics to find them. And so I've made several videos. First of all, how can we find those wallets, but then also how can we track the wallets? How can we get alerts whenever they buy or sell? And then how can we interpret the alerts that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about on-chain analytics. It's also about risk management. There's more than 100 videos in total. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first week and I will refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. If it's the first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video, or see you in premium. Cheers.